You are literally like the foremost expert I know on sleep. As many people now know, throughout 2020, spent a bunch of time trying to figure out how to get better sleep. I am a full-on convert. If this was a religion, like I would be all in. I would go to church every day and tell people, like, yes, sleeping more absolutely has this positive impact on your body and your mind. What are some of the tips and tricks that you think through in terms of helping people get better sleep, but not products that you provide? So is there things that they can do with their lifestyle before bed, or maybe even during sleep, that they can actually get better sleep or get more rest?
Yeah. So outside our products, right, what everyone can do. So first, if you talk to any sleep doctor, the first thing they would tell you is sleep consistency. So try to go to bed at the same time. More than anything, wake up at the same time every day, even on Saturday and Sunday. Because if you just sleep in, you're just jet lagging your body, and then on Monday you will struggle again to wake up. While instead what you want to do is you want to train your body to wake up every single day at that time. Doesn't matter what the time is, it just needs to be always the same. And then if you can, try to go to bed at the same time, but on that you can be more flexible. Then second thing is what I call thermal shocks. So one thing I do and I love is you could do a shower and you keep switching between hot and cold 10 times, 30 seconds hot, 30 seconds cold. This thermal shock will really help you relax. At least obviously it's very personal, but with me works really well. Another option that you have, if you have access to that, is a sauna and an ice bath. But even just a shower works great. Orange lights. So I have Philips Hue at my house. You can set what are called routines. And so starting at 7:30, my lights start dimming down. And first they switch to orange, and then they keep dimming down. And by 9:30, there is no more light in my house. And so orange lights helps you develop a melatonin, and the fact that lights keep dimming down will help you understand that time for bed time is coming. You can try some supplements. You can use melatonin. I use it from time to time. Some people use CBD, or you could also try magnesium. Magnesium will not have a direct impact on your sleep, but it will help you relax your muscles. And then personally, I do some mobility exercises before going to bed for the hips, for the body, just kind of relax and open up your body before you spend 8 hours on the bed.
Yeah. And so each one of those things, I think, can have a positive impact alone. But when you put them together, obviously, it can be quite advantageous. The one thing I didn't hear you mention, but I know we've talked about before, is just like actually tiring yourself out during the day to go to sleep. Talk a little bit about, if you do that, like what the advantage for that is.
Yeah, a couple of things. Yeah, the best way is, you want to work out, or you really want to make sure you're tired. But one thing I notice on my body is if, for example, I work out later in the afternoon or in the early evening, then you reactivate your body, and then my sleep is not that good. So if you can, try to work out in the first part of the day or by lunchtime, but don't do it at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., or 8 p.m., because otherwise that will reactivate your heart rate. So it will take time for your heart rate to really stabilize and relax again. You will start producing more heat, which will make more difficult for your body to fall asleep. The other two big things that have an impact on your sleep are caffeine and alcohol. Caffeine, the rule of thumb is stop drinking it 8 hours before going to bed. Then our data shows that everyone is different. So you might suffer caffeine more than I do, or vice versa. So test it. And the last one is alcohol. I stopped drinking in April 2019. You and I, we spoke about that. Alcohol has an impact on deep sleep, on REM, on your body temperature, HRV, and also your heart rate at rest.
Explain more about the alcohol, because I don't think people really understand this, right? There's a lot of people who say, oh, when I get drunk, then I pass out and I fall asleep. It's amazing. But what's kind of happening from a physiological standpoint when you put alcohol in your body before you try to sleep?
Yeah, so from a physiological standpoint, you have this sense where, oh, it's going to relax my mind stops from racing, and then I can fall asleep. But the reality is the quality of sleep that you will get is low quality. And so in the morning when you wake up, your HRV, which is heart rate variability, and it's a good metric to determine how rested you are, would just be lower than expected because that had an impact on your heart rate as well. The other big thing is, in particular, as you get older, you will see that alcohol has an impact on your body temperature. And so if I drink, I will start feeling hot in the middle of the night. And so that will be an additional thing that will impact my sleep quality. So overall, you don't feel it. You just think that it's relaxing you. But at the end of the day, the type of sleep you get is poor.
So you stopped drinking in April 2019. I haven't drank all of January. We're recording this towards the end of January, and I feel amazing. Definitely has improved my sleep, so I can kind of speak to that. But you still drink coffee, and so how do you think about caffeine in general for you? Do you drink in the morning and then you stop at a certain time? Do you limit yourself to how much you drink?
Yeah, so I'm Italian, and so I drink espresso. And I drink 3 espressos that more or less they are the equivalent of 1 cup of coffee, American coffee. And I have one early in the morning around 9. Then I have one around 11:30, and the last one by 2. One thing I started doing because I wanted to reduce the caffeine intake was to switch to decaf. And so I still have 3 espresso, but they are decaf. And so usually with the decaf, you are just intaking 1/3 of caffeine compared to a regular coffee. And so at the end of the day, it's something like if I was having only 1 espresso for the whole day.
That's super interesting. And then you mentioned working out as something you do in the morning. Is there certain types of exercises that are better or worse for sleeping? Should I think about it in terms of running or other cardio type exercises versus weightlifting, or is it all kind of the same? It's just burning calories?
So for sleep itself, it's probably all the same. At least we don't have data about that yet. What I can tell you is when you think in terms of longevity for your body, you should think in 3 dimensions. The first one is high intensity interval training. So spike your heart rate as much as you can, let it drop, spike it again. You will see incredible results immediately in your biometrics. Even if you just use an Apple Watch, you will be impressed. Second, you want to do weight training, so you want to really build the muscles. There is plenty of medical evidence that weightlifting is really good for your longevity and for your body long term. And the third one is mobility. So you want to make sure as you get older that you maintain a good mobility, which will be extremely key when you start getting into the 70s or 80 years old.